cute little urban come back. I just want to snuggle. I'm not going to pinch too hard. Oh, come back.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Snuggles Time here, bringing you another video. Now today we're going to be going over some economy tips and tricks, or just how to get a fair amount of C-bills in this game. Now they don't really go over how to do that or how to manage or effectively gather C-bills at all, even in like the tutorials or anything. So I'm just going to go over a few Hey everyone, how's it going? Snuggles Time here, bringing you another video. Now today I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks on how to get more money, or if you need a little bit more cash or more C-bills, in like you're like maybe 50,000 or maybe 100,000 C-bills away from buying something, where you can kind of get that without dropping into a game. So first things first, just gonna have to go over some hard truths about the game. If you're just starting out, I mean like just starting out, if you're doing your cadet bonuses and all that, you're going to be broke for a while. There's just no really nice way of putting that one, because you're buying a lot of shit. You're buying engines, you're buying weapons, you're buying ammo. You're just going to be broke for a bit. So if you're in that phase where you just started out and you're like 25 cadet games and you just bought your first mech, you're fucking broke for a bit. I'm just sorry. Just consider that like your first year off to college or something like that, or just moving out of your parents' house. It's going to be that level of broke for a bit. But once you get going and you get like a few mechs, or you kind of get everything stabilized and you know what you want, you know what builds you want, you don't really start spending a lot of weird or putting weird builds on mechs and wasting your money. That's when you're going to start accumulating stuff. Now, one of the biggest or two biggest tips I can give you is never sell engines and never sell mechs. Now in the very beginning of the game, when there was not a quirk system and basically all the mechs were pretty much equal, what a lot of players would do is they would buy their 3 mechs that they have to do for the mastery and then sell the other 2 weaker mechs that they didn't want to free up the mech bays for the next series of mechs. So that's why I only have like a single fire starter. And see, we'll jump over to like the heavies. That's why I'll only have like a single quick draw or a single Orion. And then after that, I've had to rebuy a lot of mechs after the quirk system. Same thing, I only have a single dragon, but I'm not going to buy the other dragon. Well, I'll probably buy the other dragons for the awful mech series. But same thing with the assaults, a single awesome. So this was back in the day before the quirks were introduced, and each chassis or each variant was unique from other ones in it. So I derped and sold a lot of mechs that I've had to rebuy over the years. So don't sell a mech, because the quirk systems will change, and mechs that are kind of crappy now may become okay or good mechs, and good mechs may become mediocre mechs. But just hold on to the mechs. Even if you derp and buy the wrong one or something, just don't sell it and hold on to it. Also engines. Engines will slowly accumulate over the course of mechs. So when you start going into other builds and other things like that, you'll have these engines laying around and you don't have to buy them. Also, when it comes to buying engines, you want to stick around a certain engine ratings that are going to be kind of universal across a lot of mechs. So I'm just going to click on the Atlas here, not because it has a good engine rating, but just to get the engines drop menu. So for the inner sphere, when we're talking clan, or not clan, I almost said clan, when we're talking standard engines here, standard 250 is the smallest engine you can get before you need to start adding heatsinks. So this one, the game won't let you drop in a mech that does not have at least 10 heatsinks. The engine itself will have 10 heatsinks inside of it. So at the 245, you notice that the heatsinks here drop down. Damn it. Oh my gosh, the UI is trolling me. There we go. You notice that the heatsinks drop down to 9, so you'll have to throw an additional heatsink on the mech in order to make your 10. You're going to see this a lot in very, very light mechs that use smaller than 250 engine ratings. So the 250 is a very good engine size to just buy, and you can throw this into a lot of mechs. Another good one is the 280 range, or the 280. This is a good one, as well as the 270. And then the standard 300, I think, is the most versatile all-around engine. You can throw it in salts, you can throw it in heavies. There's a few mediums that'll take them. Light mechs, that's XL territory, but the standard 300 is a damn good engine to buy. Anything above that, and you're starting to look into specialty builds or specific builds. So the engine ratings that are good to hoard up are the 270s, the 280s, the 250s, and the 300s. Anything with like the fives, like the 285 or like 295 or things like that, those are going to be specific ones, and those are kind of they're a little more tricky to throw into a lot of mechs universally. So let's just say you have enough money to buy, let's say, one standard 300. So what you can do is configure a lot of your mechs around that standard 300, and when you're going to play like a different mech, like the Battle Master, you can take the engine out of your Atlas and throw it in Master, and then this one will become invalid. So like down here, I don't have an engine in the in this particular urban mech right now because I have no idea what the fuck I want to do with it. It's just kind of here. But you can, like, say all the other urban mechs. I could pull that engine out of it. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. And now I only have one engine across these three mechs. So every time that I want to play a different mech, I'll take the engine out of this one, I'll place it in that one. When I'm done with this one, I'll take the engine, place it in that one. When I'm done with this one. So you just kind of go back and forth. You're playing a game of like musical engines. It's a good way to save up money, so you're not having to spend money on engines all the time. It's not necessarily if you're a very impatient person and you want everything just kind of set up to grab and go, then this is going to be a very frustrating option for you. But if you don't mind, it's a good way to start saving money. Now there's also going to be a certain point, again, we're not selling engines, where you're going to start putting engines into all of your mechs. And that does get very expensive. Okay, so also the engine that your mech comes with. So most mechs will come with an okay engine. Hold on to those engines. Don't sell those ones. Also, all of the equipment. Actually, wait, I'll get to that in a minute. So musical engines. Now, if you're trying to buy something and you're like just maybe 100,000 or so, or maybe like 200,000 C-bills short, we can go over to the inventory here, and remember, we're not going to sell mechs, and we're not going to sell engines, but we can sell a whole bunch of peripheral shit that just kind of accumulates over the course of playing the game. So you can start selling like these jump jets here. I have 31 of them. I could probably sell like 15. All right, I got a lot of don't sell double heat sinks. You can sell these standard ones, which I've already cut down a lot, but don't sell double heat sinks. These things are absolutely worth their weight in gold in this game. Retain all the double heat sinks. Don't sell engines. Don't sell mechs. All right, so I have a lot of the case. I could probably sell half of that. I could probably cut down maybe half of the active probes. Modules. Don't sell modules. Omnipods. I'm going to treat these the same as engines. Just to hold on to them. Supply caches. You could probably sell supply caches, especially if they're really bad ones. Like this is probably a bad one. In fact, yeah, there's pretty much nothing redeemable in there, so we'll sell that. Okay, so we can go to weapon systems, and this is where you're going to sell the most stuff. So I have 47 small lasers. I can probably cut that in half. 32 medium lasers. I can cut that in half. So you just kind of see, going through all of the unused weapons you have, or if you just stockpile a shitload, like I have 32 streak 2s. I'm never going to use that many. I'll probably drop down to like 10. But you start doing this over a few weapon systems, and you'll start noticing that you can probably get maybe about 1 million or so, depending on how much stuff you've hoarded So this is a good way to kind of go through your inventory of unused or surplus stuff and sell it and get a fair amount of money in case you need something just like right now, or can't wait, or you can't wait, I should say. Alright, so in terms of the actual game itself, keep track of these events here, like the leaderboard events or the personal challenges, or things of that nature, because they do give away stuff in those events, like premium time, extra C-bills. Sometimes they'll do like grand prizes and they'll give away mechs. So definitely pay attention to those ones and try to maximize the amount of time you play when those events are happening, so you can get a good amount of free shit. So in previous events, let's see here, they gave away cicadas and the mech bays that it comes in. Let's see here. What other mech? Oh, the Timberwolf. They gave away Timberwolf. They've given away assaults like king crabs and things of that nature, mediums like that. The most recent event, I think they gave away a crab or a nova. You know, light mech. So they'll give away a lot of stuff, and if you pay attention, actually play and meet the criteria for the matches, you can get, you know, max premium time, stuff like that. And then when you start getting that free stuff, that really saves you a whole bunch of C-bills that you wouldn't have to buy either way. Or if you don't want it, like if, for example, if these weren't the loyalty versions, if they were just the regular AHs that I could actually sell, since they doubled up and gave me 2 mechs, I could sell one and still retain the other, and that gives me a free mech bay. That is the only exception to actually selling mechs. Now when it comes to hero, champion, or specialty mechs, the champion mechs are only going to give you an experience to, or a boost to experience, and that's going to be for leveling that chassis up. Now for grinding out money, you want the hero or the specialty ones. Those ones will give you your 30% C-bill boost. Now I do recommend getting at least one hero mech or one specialty mech. It doesn't necessarily have to be through the Steam store, it doesn't have to be through any of the mech packs. You could just pick one and buy it. It really does cut down on the grind of having or cutting down on the grind of grinding out C-bills with 30%, especially if you're in an event and it does activate premium time. So like this event here, I had 24 hours of premium time activated. It activates it instantly for you. So I'll jump on my one of my hero mechs, so 30% plus the premium time, and you'll really start cranking out some money. Now I know this is going to be really painful to hear, but Conquest does pay the most amount of C-bills. So if you're really broke and you need money, Conquest is going to be the one to do it. If you don't like Conquest, Skirmish mode I've found is the better one, just because in assault modes, every so often you'll get guys that just rush the base, or base rushers, and the match will last like 3 minutes, and it really just, you don't get a good time to C-bill generation ratio. So Skirmish, if you don't want to do Conquest, but Conquest will be the big money maker for the game modes in MechWarrior. Now this one I found I found it to be a little bit weird, but using modules or consumables to get money. Now artillery strikes will rarely pay for themselves, let alone generate money. Now, you have to drop it in like the perfect spot, hit all 12 mechs, get, you know, assists on all of them, win the game, and then the artillery strike will pay for itself and then maybe make you money. The UAV, however, almost always pays for itself, unless you just derp, and as soon as the drop ship drops you off, you hit the wrong button and pop the UAV. Well then, yeah, you just lost money. But if you're in a good brawl and it's like 8 on 8 and people are cycling in and you pop a good UAV, even if it's up for just a little bit, you're getting UAV detections, you're getting breaking ECM, you're getting spotting mech bonuses, you're getting the UAV bonus, you're getting all of these bonuses that will make you money. UAVs almost always pay for themselves, and they almost always will generate more money. So I like to pop UAVs as much as possible. Oh, that's when I'm trying to grind out money. And also if I feel like being a good teammate now that I should probably pop more UAVs now that I think about it. Alright, so quick recap. Don't sell mechs, don't sell engines or omnipods or modules. If you're going to sell something, go to the inventory. You're going to be looking at weapon systems and equipment and supply caches if you have those. But weapon systems and equipment. You're going to be playing Conquest. Pay attention to the events. You get free shit. If you don't feel like playing Conquest, play Skirmish. Skirmish. It's very similar to Skirmish. And get at least one hero mech. Not a champion, but a hero mech or a specialty mech. The only time it is acceptable to sell mechs is if it doubles up here. Then you can sell the duplicate. And the part that a lot of you are not going to like hearing, but you're going to be fucking broke for a while until you kind of pass over the hump. And that hump's different for everyone. Oh god, that sounded horribly bad. I'm going to get quote mined there. Yeah, fuck it. I'll leave it in. I'm brave. So until you get to a certain point in the game where you kind of settle in all your builds and you're not changing stuff out and you're not constantly buying stuff, then you're going to start generating a lot of C-bills. Now, what I like to do before a mech pack drops, or like a mech pack or a really big mech pack like the Resistance and the Clan Wave packs where you're getting 4 different chassis, is I'll try to grind out 10 million C-bills per chassis. So if I'm getting a pack and I'm getting a light and a medium, I'll try to grind out 20 million just so when it drops I'll have some money to outfit them. So if you guys have any questions about anything that I didn't cover, or anything that I was really vague on, or if I just completely missed something, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm Snugglestime, and I will see you all around.